Hello again, we are back. It's a pleasure for me to present you Esther, who is Chief Empowerment Officer and founder at Tip School. Esther is a clear example of vocation and talent. Her passion for empowering people, talent, leadership, technology, and innovation makes Esther a multiple awarded tech leader. She is the CEO and co-founder of Tip School and edtech startup B2B SaaS platform that digitalizes learning experience management in collaboration with companies and universities. Among her awards, there is the Woman Entrepreneur 2020 by El Referente. Moreover, Esther is also an associate people management social psychologist, entrepreneurship and networking professor at several national and international universities. Member of Talent Femení, she said, so Spain and MAM, Women in Music Business Industry, Esther has an active role in several events related to STEAM, female empowerment, and entrepreneurship inspirational experience to boost female presence in the tech sector. Hello, Esther. Thank you very much for being here today. How are you? And we would like to listen your conference. So I pass you the mic. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Noelia. Thanks for inviting me. I'm so happy and excited to be here to inspire another woman in technology and also in this hackathon, this female hackathon that it's, as you said in your banner, let's make her story. I want to share my screen because I wanted to inspire with the conference I prepare. I don't know if you see me.
Yeah.
You see my screen.
Yeah, I confirm.
Okay. And this is my presentation. Thanks for your presentation. I mean, I am a psychologist. I am talent connector. I have more than 16 years in human resources, attracting talent, and also to making all the recruitment like special in different ways. And as I said, giving opportunities. I am career orientation too, because I spend part of my time, my professional time orientation, make the orientation at the career internship and responsible of universities. And also, as you said, I am the CEO and the founder of Tip School, which is a SaaS platform that basically it's based in mentoring, diversity, inclusion, and different programs, including empowerment females, but also making B2B with companies and also universities. I used to be a speaker in international events. I think this is my fourth hackathon. I'm super engaged with this kind of formats because I believe in all the talent that it's very spending time and motivation to create something. And I am specialized in emotional intelligence, personal branding, and networking. Also, I am university lecturer with people management and social psychology. And thanks for being here. It's a pleasure to hack the stereotypes. Today, I want to start with my history, but also with the story of another woman that has been or had been a referent for us. For me, I wanted to introduce you Alison Felix, which is a referent for me in the sports file. I have to say that I am professional background from entrepreneurial human resources, but also I'm in sports and in the music business industry as a singer. That's why Alison refers that in her career, when he was mother, one of the huge brand multinational sports reject a contract with her, decreasing the percentage of being paid for because she was a mother and maybe she was in maternity leave when she was pregnant. Why I'm launching there? Because I feel very represented. When I was having my first children, my first daughter Nora, that nowadays is 4 years old, I feel the sensation that I can stay in the university in my comfort zone, or maybe I have to take a step forward in my career, and I decide to go to 3 days all startup that could be like this hackathon, but was not only for female, was mixing females and women, women and men. And I decided to be in part of this 3 days hackathon. It's an all startup. And then I meet my partners. Eventually, it was a very kind of situation that was very exciting, because there is so many men and there's like a few women, but the quality of the woman was like per 10, like more than this profile. And on this term, this weekend start my entrepreneurship adventure. And that's why I want to make like a reivindication into the woman, that it doesn't matter if you are pregnant, if you are I don't know, if you are in this situation, maybe you are a young female talent. But in my case, I have another daughter of 9 months, and I have my 2 girls while I am creating my startup and running my startup. And these things I think are inspirational, and that's why Alison is an inspiration for me. Also, representation is the power, and there are some great women that inspire us, that give us a computational and breaking the stereotypes of their times, that they are fighting for having a number, for having a name in the sector. You will know Ada Lovelace, Hedy Lamar, I mean, Top Secret Roses, that was all the 5 mathematics that was in the NASA, but she has a very they have to push very well to fight in a man wall, no, in this sector. The things that I wanted to share today is I am an entrepreneur, and I feel like there is a kind of fighting things that we have to make more to be female. But this is a point that we have to I don't like the word fight, because it's like fighting. We have to empower ourselves, because we have to achieve, and we need to achieve these kind of things. I want to remark Guaira Telefonica, which is a hub that it's celebrating, and I am mentor there, Scale Up Woman 2021. That's an event that where you and women, they are looking for visibilize and empower this entrepreneurship female, to impulse also the inversion part in startups founded by women. What happens in here in Spain, also international, that it's complicated to achieve inversion. And this is another thing, that also you have a trusted market, you have a product, you have clients and customers that trust you. There is so many things that we have to achieve on this part, and for me it's super important to break the algorithm and stay very close to support these women that are starting today. For me, it's an inspirational that you have an idea today in the hackathon. Bring your idea to the next level, show your idea to investments, to all the environment that you have. Share with me, share with a lot of entrepreneurs that you have in your environment, because guys, there is a lot of women doing something, and these women are reference in Spain, for example, because, and I know they are closely me, because I know very well more of them: Esther Borao, Elisenda Bo, Laura from Catering, that she was in on a little startup 2 years before than me, and they're inspirational women that are in sustainability, in consumer goods, in all this kind of industry that you think in fashion, for example, Panda Box. I think if you have an idea and technology that is supporting this idea, go ahead to inspire, to break, to make a challenge, and to create a team, a good team, to make your idea accomplish. Okay. Another thing, in my career, I was based in mentoring. Tip School was created initially for being a mentoring related to B2C. I have a dream to inspire and to detect that students share or find their passion, because the 80% of students in the second year of the career give up this career because it's not the thing that they are looking for. And my objective was to start to make this assessment, this orientation to students, in order to align their skills, this passion, with the things that they can do in a career, in a university, in a career path, in following the dreams that you are working for. That's why in Tip School we are creating mentoring programs. And in these mentoring programs that we create, I want to emphasize one, that it's a program with women in collaboration with Women in Mobile. We're 10 top mentors who are mentoring 10 top professionals that want to make an upgrade to C levels. That's why it's super important to me, because I, in this kind of events, in this program that I have to pleasure and very proud to launch, I was meeting Anna Segel, which you will have the pleasure to have a conference with her, I think next in a few minutes. And Anna give us all the knowledge that he has as a mentor. Anna is a professional, that it's a tech woman, inspirational in US. She's from a lot big, but she's working in NetApp in the past and now in Procore Technologies. And she's one of the best women in technology innovation of this year. And I have the pleasure to being mentored by her. She was in the program, and also now I have the pleasure to be that she's my friend. And one of the things that I suggest you, because at the end, when Noelia and all the team, Paola and all the team refresh me, what is the name of your conference? I put tips for women in entrepreneurship. It's like the tip is like create your mentor, make a mentors around you that has a lot of experience, that has passion, that helps you very well to achieve your goals. And Anna has that. This is a meeting that we have, and this is the smile that we have both for the project that we have. Have fun and hack the stereotypes, because at the end, if you're having fun, you are motivated and you achieve your goals. And this is the things that I want to transfer you: passion, goals, and having fun. Another thing, the tips that I recommend you related with mentorship. I've been part of Mentorship International and Judge International for Technovation Girls. Technovation Girls are an initiative where girls from a group of between 10 years and 18 years, they are creating groups of 4 or 5 girls, and they create something, an idea, but related and through technology. I mean, for example, they are creating something related with food industry, but related with big data, or something that inspire girls and young people to incorporate this kind of technology in their lives. And that's why it's a Girls for a Change. I recommend you, if you can, be mentor, because I think it's a volunteering thing that I'm doing, and I'm doing like so several years, and I'm continuing doing, because I believe more in having reference and having the education in the first time. Also, my children, my daughters, having this education and technology with this emotional component since they are very young. Another tip: be different. Okay, and now I am assessoring and making all the I'm mentoring a lot of startups for different files, because I have background in food industry, also in music business industry, and also another sports in HR. And once one person said to me, Esther, how can I reach a lead? How can I reach a competitor? How can I reach a client or customer? And I said, it's always the same. Be different, but be different in so many things. In writing an email, I'm bored to listen or to receive the emails or the same message in LinkedIn. I mean, when someone has sent me a song or send me something that has to be prepared, or only you can see my profile in LinkedIn or see my profile in Instagram, and you know what I like, and make reference to these kind of things and being different. It's a tip that I recommend you to be innovator, to arrive to people, and also, for example, follow your passion. I mean, 10%. I mean, I cannot working in a idea, in a startup, or in a work 10%. If I am in, I am like 1,000% full my passion, making on that. Okay, and this motivation and attitude has to be a kind of or transfer that you have to transfer to the person that you have in front, just for having a recruitment process, an opportunity, or just for convince an investor to invest you. Okay, because at the end, some of my investors, we have 4 investors in business, in has a business angels in Tip School, 2 women and 2 men. And guys, we convince them because at the end we transfer this passion. We demonstrate that mentoring is not only a tool to arrive to another people. They are results. They are results of people, women becoming in C levels. When I receive an email and say, Esther, thanks for your program because now I am a C level CMO of this company, because the program and the mentorship that I received from Anna is great. This is my success. And these kind of things are related to emotional intelligence. These things, when I'm telling to you, this is my skin, like trying to say that if you have something vibrant and you have something that is connected with your proposal and impact directly to the persons, this is my proposal in life. And I discovered since I was managing my career and also connecting with people. Another thing that I wanted to transfer, it's like create a networking, create a net that gives you these opportunities that you are looking for. Your net is your friends that maybe in the future will be in positions to take decisions, or maybe your colleague from universities, maybe a person that you are thinking there's a role model and you want to connect with. Give the opportunity to connect with this person. There is the 6 degree of separation, and we can arrive to everyone, to everyone in the world. I mean, there is no limits. And that's why I wanted to recommend you that networking, it's a tool that I want you to improve. It's a quality of networking. I don't mean to have so many contacts in LinkedIn. I mean, no, it's a quality person that you can have your phone and say, hey, how are you? How can I help you? But this is a kind of relation that you have to trust, you have to build, you have to share and care. And these is the things that I wanted to remark. For me, for example, in the music business industry, it's an industry that it's a word of mouth, there is connections. For me, the networking is super important because, for example, I have my friend Evelyn that is the case, that the story that I have, told me and invited me to an event. And for me, that's something that I usually do, and maybe it's a tip that you can do too. It's like I see which are the persons that are going to this event before the event. And Evelyn sent me, Esther, you have to come because I think these 3 speakers, you will like it. And I see the name of Giorgia Taglietti. Giorgia Taglietti was the director of communication of Sonar, is a huge festival of electronic music. And also, I don't like so much electronic music. I am more, if you say here, like Etta James, I am more soul music and all these kind of things. But I saw that in the video of Giorgia said that she's from Brescia, Italy. And I feel the connection. I feel so close connection because my aunt lives in Brescia. And I say, hey, I have this feeling. I'm going to the event with Evelyn. And for me, my goal of this event was knowing I don't go outside of this event, going and I want to know Giorgia. And this was my objective. I'm listening to the conference of these 3 talented women. And when they finished the conference, I approached to Giorgia and I say, hey, Giorgia, I can say the same. Like, I admire you for being blah, blah. And I say, Giorgia, my aunt lives in Brescia and in Concession, blah, blah, blah. And this create an impact to her. That's why this emotional connection makes that nowadays, I don't know, I think we are 10 years of relation of friendship right now. And imagine my aunt, when she go outside of the kitchen, she's seen the house of Giorgia. These things in Italia, these things are creating a huge relation that is a close relation that you have inside. networking, mentoring has a listen to your mind, listen to your heart. This emotional intelligence is super important to have empathy with others and networking. Create this networking because at the end, the best opportunities that I have in my life was for this network that call me for tell me something or call me for something that they remember of me. Okay. Another recommendation, I always recommend a book, and I recommend this book mm, in a specific because when I was in the train going to all a startup, I have contact with a friend that it's a huge director of content in television. It's so famous. I won't say the name, but it's a very close friend. And she texts me and send me a WhatsApp and tell me, Esther, I know you are starting something. Start something that matters. And I recommend you to read this book. And I buy immediately, and I recommend you to read it because she was on a starting point when I start tip school, and this book was like make some mentoring while I'm reading the all the pages. I was saying things that I can apply for tip school, and otherwise. Blackie McCosey and Tom's has with every book that you purchase there is a new book that they will provide for a child in need, and these kind of things are the things that are in the skin and giving this emotional intelligence. Another thing that I wanted to transfer today, it's talking about and in tip school, also in my professional career I'm working on, it's in diversity and inclusion. um, Diversity and inclusion, because women in representation in leadership positions are in the 30%. The gender diversity index, it's like only the 35% of women are on boards, the 90% of women in executive level of company decision makers, and this have to change in some way. I'm here to try to inspire you to be an entrepreneur, to being female entrepreneur, because I was in the STEAM Congress last November, and girls that was in the Hyde Institute, they said that only the 7% of female students wants to create something. The 7% is less. Um, okay, you can try a career. I was trying my career obviously in some parts in multinational, also in another small and medium companies. I create my startup, but hey, try to, if you have an idea, try to inspire. If you are here in FemHack, while you are programming these things, we need you girls, we need you to inspire, we need you to create. I was looking for tip school, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of front and back developers, full stack developers, a CTO, female, and at the end, I didn't have success on that because we are in a hurry. But we need this talent. You have talent, and you have to arrive to these positions. Another global orientated resume and women's entrepreneurship report says that thriving to crisis, that women at the end in the global entrepreneurship monitor found that globally the 30% of women entrepreneurs expected to hire 6 or more employees in next 5 years. Okay. And men, they are used to do that, and we need it for this diversity inclusion. We need in a pack, we need these men that they are all men that are helping us to achieve this diversity, thanks to this mix with women and men. But we need this entrepreneurship mindset, we need this tech evolution, we need this digital female environment, that we are empowerment to us to create this environment. And I need female talent to recruit as a consultant, and I think it's super important to increase these women entrepreneurs that represent us. Another thing, nowadays I'm working, making all the mentoring for startups, in sports, in so many industries. But I'm so happy to share with you that I am the advisor in mentoring of Louvre, which is a showroom digital B2B of fashion ethical and sustainability. I'm not trying to make a promotion of Louvre. I'm trying to transfer you that I believe in sustainability, in fashion ethics, in what happens to care about our planet. And if I can suggest another tip is like make projects and ideas or create startups or create something related to technology that was ethical, that was sustainable, that creates an impact very positive for persons and for the planet. And also at the end is caring what we are doing, but we are on this line of creating something caring the planet, the sustainability. And these kind of startups are inspirational for me to be in mentor and advising. Another things that I'm collaboration with are I am part of Women in Tech Spain. I am in the cluster of entrepreneurship environment, and I am part to inspire another acceleration girls in talent. And we are making every month like several contacts and several meetings to pushing and in promoting women in technology. In technology could be in fashion industry, in sports industry, in music business industry, in all kind of industries that you think, food industry, gastronomical, and wherever you are your interest, you can create something related to technology. And also in terms of diversity, I am part of She Said So, that it's a global community with women and gender in music business industry. And we are trying to push to what happens, I am singer, and when I'm going to make a concert, there are some days that told me if I am the girlfriend of the singer, and I said no, I'm the singer, or I'm just not a girlfriend. Okay, that's fine, but I'm going to singer. Or for example, there are so many cases of my friends that are engineers of some, and they are very supervised for because I don't know, they are very professionals, but we want to create this part of dismiss this kind of stereotypes and hacking these stereotypes that that it's a men profiles professionals, to change that and create another way to be in contact. And I recommend you these two organizations. And this is a scoop that I wanted to launch to finish my speak today, that coming soon I will launch a podcast. I think I have a lot of things to do in my life, and one of my recommendations is launch the things that you are passionate about. And with Judith Contreras, that is an expert photographist and also a personal branding expert, we will launching in a few months our podcast that we're related with women entrepreneurs. And I was super happy to launching here, and this is my scoop to launching here in Female Hacks. Thank you so much, Noelia, and break the algorithm, girls, because the world is yours. And if you want to connect me on LinkedIn, I'll be available to listen to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Esther. It has been a fulfilling talk, really, really inspirational and full of really important tips. So thank you for that. We have some questions from the public. So if you don't mind, I will ask you the questions and you can answer freely. The first question, do you think that leadership could be taught?
Yes, I think so. You could, I mean, in my case, in my NDA, I have leadership in my DNA because I think my father and my mother was entrepreneur and leadership since they have to be very young and coming back from the south to Barcelona to create their own company while he was only 17. And I think these kind of things are creating my mindset, like with the leadership, like having this at house, no, like in education, and also the training that you receive in house or what you are doing. But also I believe so much that the leadership can be training. For sure, the mentoring programs can be done that. And there are so many trainings that helps you to be on that. And also my recommendation is to focus on a person that you think is a leader for you, and follow this person and try to connect this person to see what this person has done for arrive to be a leader.
Okay, great. Thanks for that answer. The second one, would you say that one of the most blocking points on the woman career development is maternity?
I think yes and no. For me, it was not a block. For me, it was not a block because at the end, as I said, I create my startup since Nora has no 9 months. And for me, no, for me it was inspirational, but I had to say that it's difficult. I mean, it's not a block, but I have to be very honest that it's kind of difficult to having this lead. I'm so lucky because at the end I have in my family very support on that, and I have a husband that is great, and he's the great father that my daughters can be and can have. But the point is, like, we have a lot of difficulties. When you say that we are pregnant in a company, they are changing things. For example, in Randstad, when you say that you are pregnant, you can be promoted. And this is great. And I think there are more companies are changing that. But for creating a startup, it's difficult. It's super difficult. And also, in so many cases, there are so many colleagues that are pregnant that don't say to the investors that are pregnant. And I say to my investors that I'm pregnant because they believe in me. They believe it doesn't matter if I have a boob or if I have something, they believe in me. And yes, sure, it's difficult. I'm not trying to say that it's not easy. It's not easy the way and everything for females. But for me, it was inspirational and was the thing that I said, hey, I'm passing through all my lectures and all the trainings in university saying to my students that follow their passion. And I am not following the thing that I live in my whole life, seeing that my parents are entrepreneur. And what's the point? What's the point? The maternity gave me this opportunity to go to next level.
Great, thank you for that answer. Which skills or learnings have you got during the experience of founding Tip School?
Wow, a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes that I learned more. A lot of mistakes has, for example, trying to make everything that clients needs in this moment, but you have something that you have very clear with your product. And because at the end you want having this bootstrapping and this increasing money because you have to finance your startup. And mistakes has, for example, not mistakes. Well, there are failures, but I have success because at the end you understand what happens with the sector. I know you have to know very well which is your sector. In my case was EdTech, and I was very proud to be on this part because I know very well so many people in this environment. I have connections with wider EdTech, international environments. But the learning that I have the most is like try and know your colleagues and your partners. Know very well who will be your partners on the future because it's super important. And also who will be the talent that you recruit in your startups. This talent has to be 10% motivated, aligned with your proposal. As I said, we are in a balance. We have balance in the woman and with my colleagues. We are always balancing that have woman inside in Tip School. And for me, potential very well the woman empowerment. But this kind of mistakes that I have, I think I have to learn of that. And I make some trainings to fix it. I mean, if you know something, you train to do something. I don't see if I catch you with these learnings, but for me, network. I learned something about network through how teaching and how care people with a professional, but also with a personal feeling.
Nice. You have talked about the importance of emotional intelligence, right? Do you think that recruiters and HR are putting enough weight on this skill?
Well, I'm recruiter. I am consultancy from a huge multinational, and for me, I have to talk that it's necessary that all the recruiters has this emotional part. I can talk about my experience, and for me, I create a true connection with my candidates because at the end, when you are creating this true connection and you say that you have an opportunity for them. You are having like a part of their life into your life, and this connection has to be through emotional intelligence with empathy, with like candidate has um, their own perspective, and you have to be very emphatic with the things that this candidate has passed through when you call for the first time to see, hey, I have an opportunity, till all the process when you have to a client to say, hey, this guy or this girl, I like it so much for your company, this engage or this proposal that I transfer to client to recruit or hire this person, it's super important. And the emotional intelligence that during the process, recruitment process, that this person is waiting and it's like kind of nervous because they are looking or waiting for an answer, this part is essential. It's essential to have this emotional intelligence, this true connection, but also being honest and being very clear with this person, because at the end there are opportunities that maybe don't fix with their profile, but you know that this person has to be very honest, and there are a lot of opportunities that you remember this girl and then you hire this girl for another position that's suitable more. I think it's incredible to have this emotional intelligence. That's why it's a fundamental in my way of professional life and also in my personal life.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Thank you very much for that answer. I have another question. How can we better onboard men in the gender equality journey in companies? Do you have any example of what you have seen during your working experience?
Yeah, the best example is when we create an association or like Women in Tech in Spain or something. You have to include men always. This is the best way to onboard men. The point is like men, they don't have to be afraid because we are putting in the title woman,
Yeah.
like they are very welcome. And the example is like I have a lot of friends who are incorporating woman, and they trust more in woman than in themselves, in himself. And the way it's try to, I mean, when we are trying to put the name of this podcast, and I have to be very honest, we don't know the name, because if we put woman, we don't know if men we are listening to us, but we know that we need that men listen to our podcast. And in this case, example has one example of boarding men, for example, that I live inside. Well, our first investor that I won't say the name because it's not confidential, but maybe I don't know. I don't say the name,
Don't worry.
but he believed in me. He said, Esther, I believe in your career. I believe in you. It doesn't matter if you are a female, but I believe in your idea. I believe in what are the things that you are achieving in 3 months. In 3 months, I achieve Mobile World Capital as a client. It's a recurring client during these 2 years. And he invests in us, in me, for having an idea. I have nothing, just an idea. And these kind of things are men are supporting women. And as my example, I have a lot of examples of women that are inspirational by women. But the point is like there are so many men that having these opportunities more than us. And now all these men and women, they have to have this diversity together to achieve the gender equality, the gender gap, to break the gender gap, to having the same salaries for the same position. And these kind of things that we are working for to break in the algorithm.
Yeah, sure. I totally agree with you. And I would like to add that for sure men has to be involved because if they are not involved, that has no sense, in the sense that they have to understand that there are also women that are involved in many different industries, which traditionally this industry were thought for men. And they have to be part of that. They have to be part of the change. And I would like to take the opportunity talking about that because you are now seeing me, right? And I'm a woman, right? But in our team, there's a lot of women, but also there's a lot of men, and they are really involved. They really believe on that. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank them because they are also a key part on that, and they have to be involved on that. So thank you. I would like to thank especially for the men of my team, the involvement that they already has on that. So I think it's really, really important, your message. Okay, I would go for another one. How to maintain a healthy mental health while working in entrepreneurship.
Well, I am a psychologist, but for example, as a surgeon cannot make an operation to himself, I'm not taking my own pills for having that mental health. It's like complicated. There is a crazy times because being entrepreneurs is today ups and downs, and the mindset you have to have very clear your focus on what do you want to achieve for. The mental health, I mean, you have. I think I'm considering I'm a little crazy, and it's fine because I like it. This is my crazy, my identity, the things that are different to other persons, and these crazy things give me the opportunity to take this risk to live a stable position in the university, to create my own things during my maternity. If I don't have this crazy thing of mental health, I think maybe it won't change anything of my life. But for me, it's like trying the tips that I used to say to entrepreneurs is like eat very well. Eat very well during the week, because then I make some healthy things and sweets on the weekend, because I make brownies and I make a lot of things. Make a sport. When I have to need something, because maybe I spend so many hours working because it's my passion. Maybe we have Alaitz and me, which is my colleague, my partner. We are both in lactancy while we are created tip school, and at 4 a.m. we text us and she would reply me and hey, what are you doing? I am like, I'm breastfeeding. Hey, me too. And what's up with? And we are always crazy because we are focused on that while we are breastfeeding. But make a sport, because when I go to play basketball or going something that I can go out, keeps my mental health very well. And rest, the things that you can do, and stay with my family, or having supporting people that has this positive mind around you. Toxic people, thank you, I don't want this kind of people in my way.
Thank you very much for your answer, Esther. I think that we have already answered to all the questions. I would like to thank you for that talk. I really like the message of being different. I think it's also a good tip to give to everybody that wants to be an entrepreneur, but not also to people that wants to become entrepreneur, also to everybody. Be different. Don't be shy. Try to do your network. I think that for me, at least, it has been a super powerful message. Thank you very much for your involvement, for your energy, for your dynamism. It has been a real pleasure having you today here. Thanks also for believing on that project, and thanks also for working in that gender gap equality. Thanks to you and your company, things are becoming to be better, are starting to be more equal, I would say. The way it's long still, but thanks for your work and thanks for your passion. It has been a real pleasure, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I hope I can stay the next edition of FemHack International, because it's super necessary. I hope my message can transfer to equality, gender gap, and also don't miss the opportunity to rock and break this algorithm. Thank you so much to you for this initiative and for your startup. And I'll be here to help and make story.
Thank you very much. And for the public, we will be back in 10 minutes because we will show you our metaverse world on Gather. So in 10 minutes, we will be back. Thank you, Esther. Bye-bye, and see you soon.
Thank you so much.